Greetings from Bunny Tales. This is not a sponsored video. In this video, I will be comparing Prismacolor Premier pencils to the Arrtx color pencils. I have the 150 set for the Prismacolor Premiers and the 126 set for the Arrtx. I bought the Arrtx for about $66, which works out to 53 cents per pencil, approximately. For the Prismacolor Premier pencils, Michaels had a 50% off coupon, and the 150 set at that time cost $214. So after the coupon and the tax, the total worked out to around $122, which works out to around 81 cents per pencil. All prices are in Canadian dollars. The Prismacolor box is sturdy and it's very gift worthy. It closes with a magnetic clasp. Once you open the box, there are 6 trays in total, 3 on each side, and each tray holds 25 pencils. But the tray itself, each of the trays, they are quite flimsy, so you have to be careful while taking them out or putting them in. The Arrtx box is also sturdy and it looks quite gift worthy. You have to be careful while opening the box because the lid is what holds the two boxes together. Inside each of these boxes, there is a foam insert which is used for holding the pencils upright. Now let's take a look at the size for the Prismacolor pencils and the Arrtx pencils. This grey one here is the Arrtx color pencil, and this one here is the Prismacolor pencil. They look to be about the same length. They're about the same in diameter. The Arrtx color pencils, the ends are sealed, but the Prismacolor pencils do not have the ends sealed. I do not put much store by the color name or the color code. I just pick what's best or closest to what I need and I use it. So I'm not too fussed if the feathers of my bird look more marine blue than aquamarine blue. So the quality of the print on the pencils is not very relevant to me. Now, since I paid a fairly reduced price for the Prismacolor pencils, I did not expect to find a pristine set. But I also bought these at Michaels, where they keep all the where they had kept these color pencils in a locked cage, and they were handed to me at the point of purchase. So I did expect a better quality than that from the so-called other non-official channels for buying Prismacolor pencils. So I examined each pencil just before I swatched it. I don't really care about the aesthetics of the pencils as long as they do the job. The reason for pointing out the damage is simply because in some kinds of damage and or the extent of the damage might be indicative of damage to the core, which seems to be one of the main selling points of the Prismacolor pencils. So this chart I made tells me that the main problem seems to be that with the cores being off center. So off center cores. I have one here, one of these pencils which has an off-center core. So this core is not in the center. There is more, it's tilted, the core is tilted to one side. It's not in the center, as opposed to, oh, but here's another one which is off center. If you can see it really well. So these cores so the red one, it's a lot more off center than even this one. This core is in the center. This is off center. This is slightly off center. Okay. Now I'm hoping that this shouldn't be too much of an issue for me because I don't really sharpen my pencils. I use a blade to expose the core, and I angle the pencil to get sharp lines if I need them. Also, I could use an Arrtx pencil which has a harder core for sharper details. So here's what I found. Okay. So that was the main problem. As you can see, if you see the breakdown of all the problems, 87 of the 150 pencils had off-center cores. The next problem is pits or gouges in the leads or the cores in the back. Now, this might be a bigger problem because I cannot know if the issue exists throughout the length of the lead or the core, or is it only in the back because it's not protected by the casing. Only time and sharpening will tell the extent of damage to the core. So what do I mean by pits? So this pencil, it has these deep see little holes in the lead. It's like it's gotten gouged out. Now 5 pencils had their tips broken off. I exposed the lead after that and they seem to work fine, at least for now. The chips and cracks in the casing were minor and did not seem to be deep enough to have affected the core. So, to summarize, 5 pencils with tips broken off, 87 pencils with off-center cores, 10 pencils with chips in casing, 2 had cracks in the casing but they didn't seem to go deep enough. At least for now the pencil is working fine. And those little pits or gouges in the back, they were present in 29 of the pencils. So that is a summary of the damage chart. Now, before I begin, I just want to note here that Prismacolor Premiers gives 2 heights and 1 colorless blender. Before I forget, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now let's move on to the swatching. So resuming with the swatching, there is a very good variety and distribution of hues and colors with both Prismacolor and Arrtx. So here you can see the swatches I made. These crosses just mean that I could not find, or that was not the right closest color. The check mark means that was the next closest color I could find. The PC stands for Prismacolor, and that's the Arrtx. And the blank just means I could not find anything close enough. The pigments in both are rich and vibrant. There are some colors in Arrtx that have no Prismacolor match and vice versa. This is not really an issue because there are comparable colors in each of the pencil types that will get the job done. Now, when it comes to blending, I have to say that the Arrtx color pencils, while they are good, they are no real match for the Prismacolor pencils when it comes to blending. The Prismacolor pencils blend like a dream. You can actually see the pigments move around in a way that the Arrtx pigments just don't. Arrtx color pencils can be used to make good art, but highly talented artists can make excellent artwork with even fairly basic supplies. However, the Prismacolor pencils, with respect to blending, are just much easier to use. So here I have the Arrtx color pencils and the Prismacolors, comparable colors from each set. So let's take a look at the blending. So with Arrtx, the pigment doesn't really move. What you're doing is you're layering in such a way as to create the illusion of blending. So that's with the Arrtx. And let's take a look with the comparable Prismacolors. No matter, we'll just extend that a little bit outward. Here, pull out the orange a little bit more. And just continue with the yellow. Let's see. that red came out a little too much force. A little extra force and a lot of pigment. Pigment payout is extremely good with the Prismacolor. You have to be very light with these pencils. Now moving on to layering, I found that in both Prismacolor and Arrtx, you can layer dark colors over light ones, but not the other way around, because these colors are not opaque. So let's take a look at that. So you have, with the Prismacolors, you have dark, and then you're going to try and layer a lighter color on it. It's something even lighter than that. It's not really going to work too well because the colors are not opaque. But if you were to do a lighter color, like these two, and then go over it with a darker color, then yes, you can layer them. So this is more about light versus dark as opposed to Prismacolor versus Arrtx or anything like that. Okay, so that's for the Prismacolors, and with your Arrtx, these are the Arrtx pencils. So here's the same story. With the Arrtx, you have dark, and you try to go over it, layer over it with a lighter color, like this one or this one. It's not really going to work. But if you use a lighter color below, then you can layer on the top with a darker color, like that. So this is not about Arrtx versus Prismacolor, it's more about light over dark or dark over light. The Arrtx, now you didn't see that here for whatever odd reason, but the Arrtx produce very few crumbs, but the Prismacolors are very crumbly. And this can be a problem sometimes because the crumbs, they stick to the paper in unwanted places, depositing the pigment. And this can be quite a problem. The best way to remove the crumbs is to just use a soft paintbrush, like this thing, just brush it off. Prismacolors come in open stock, which is good because then you can buy only a few colors if you want to test them out before buying a whole big set or something, or if you need to restock on colors that you run out. The Arrtx, as of yet, they don't come in open stock, they come only in a set. Now, I'm not really an artist, so I cannot make identical pictures to compare the Prismacolor and the Arrtx. However, I can show you the different pieces that I have made using each pencil type, and then you can decide for yourself. Okay, so first I will show you a design. That I made using, in this design I have used both Arrtx and Prismacolor pencils. Okay, and I want you to focus on the shading here, the ones with the numbers and the letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and these are the petals, and the petals are designed. And I also want you to look at the shading for the other sections, which are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Now, you have to guess which of those I have shaded using Prismacolor and which ones are the Arrtx. So between 1 through 8, some of them are done with Prismacolor, some are done with Arrtx, and you have to figure out which one is which. And A through H, also I have colored some with Prismacolor and some with Arrtx, and you have to figure out which is which. Also, it would be nice if you don't write your guesses in the comment section below, so that others can also have a go at the guessing without bias. You can pause the video here for a bit if you want and take a good look at the design. I can bring it closer so you can take a really good look at the 1 through 8 and the A through H petals. This way, okay. Alright, the answer is coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Oh, okay, fine, joke's over. The numbers 1 through 5 are made using Prismacolor, and the other numbers are all Arrtx. Also, A through D are Arrtx, while E through H are Prismacolor. I noticed that Prismacolor makes me go slower when I'm coloring, maybe because I'm still getting used to it, or because it has very soft cores. Anyway, I realized that at least for me, for these type of designs, I would prefer to use the Arrtx for big patches, while reserving the Prismacolor for layering over marker work or smaller area work, or use them for much smoother paper where I don't have to work for so long. I have also done 2 pieces using the Arrtx markers the Arrtx alcohol markers below with Prismacolor pencils on top. So there's an underlayer of Arrtx alcohol markers which you can't really see because most of it has Prismacolor pencils layered on top. I like using Prismacolors this way. It also seems to shorten the time required to complete an art piece. Now, I don't know this for sure because I did not time it, but at least for me it seems to go faster, or maybe it's because I enjoy using them so much more this way. So this is one piece that I made with the Arrtx alcohol markers below and Prismacolors on top, and this is the other one. So you can take a closer. And this one doesn't need to come up closer. Okay. I have also made just pieces using Prismacolor only. So this one is done using only Prismacolor pencils, and this one it's still a work in progress, so that's why it's not signed and dated, but this one is complete. So these 2 pieces are with Prismacolors only, no alcohol markers, nothing else. And these I've probably shown in a previous video for the Arrtx pencils review. These were made using Arrtx pencils only. This one, this one, this. So in conclusion, I do like the Arrtx color pencils and very much wanted them to be like a Prismacolor alternative. However, given the soft core of Prismacolor and its ability to blend smoothly, remain unmatched. I can understand why they sell for so much more, I will continue using both Arrtx and Prismacolors, but I think that at least for me, the Prismacolor is better reserved for drawing pictures or doing art pieces and that kind of thing. And the Arrtx I will still use for coloring books or doodling or just making rough sketches or something like that. So that's it for now, and hope to see you next time, or I hope I have something to review for next time. Until then, bye and have a nice day.